Mr. Beautiful afternoon, and I warmly welcome you to the studios of Poly TV Ilaro. It's time for newspaper review and analysis. I am Femi Afolabi. My dear brother, my dear Egbon, the law professor, is here seated with me. I'm talking about Mr. Deji Adeyemi, that veteran journalist, that senior colleague, that public affairs analyst. You're welcome, Mr. Adeyemi.
Thank you very much, Femi. As usual, glad to be here.
It's a pleasure hosting you every day.
It's my pleasure too.
Then the program will begin with the story about insecurity that is still ravaging some part of the country. And I take you into the front page of Tribune newspaper with that screaming headline which says, "Bandits bomb bridge in Niger." Close to about 80 people were reported to have died and quite a number injured in an attack in Niger State. How do you make of that?
Well, it's a recurring decimal. And it is also sad that we are yet to, in spite of the intensity or the kind of efforts being put into the insecurity thing by the military, we keep having these bandits, terrorists, exerting pressure on the society. And it's so bad that, Niger State, as it were, is said to be the largest state in Nigeria in terms of land. And I've once had to pass through there, pass through Kotangura and such places like that, going to Abuja. In fact, it means that the entire forest in that place is inhabited by terrorists. 80 people. But it's not just Niger State alone. At the weekend, some bandits or terrorists, I don't even know what to call them now. I would rather choose terrorists. They also stormed villages at Kwara State, and people were killed, and all the rest of it. So I am thinking that we just need, by all means, to keep working at this thing, such that we can, because when the president was traveling to the UK the last time, he ordered that all the chiefs of staffs must relocate to Maiduguri.
Yeah.
And it means that yes, they are trying, but I think this thing is catching us in a manner that maybe by surprise or whatever. That is, these guys have always been here, and now they are just playing a kind of guerrilla war against us.
When you
strike here today, strike there tomorrow.
When you look at the social media and you see the level of interrogation people that trail this insecurity in Nigeria, people are asking, okay, now that we have some American troops in Nigeria, and of course the American government is sending military assets to us, and I read somewhere that even France too, wanted to send us military assets, and it's not as if anything is changing.
I don't know. If those guys were not here, maybe it would have been worse. The American troops and the rest of it, I don't know. I'm not into military education or whatever. But I think it is left to us, the government of Nigeria, to prioritize this thing very well, even urgently, such that they keep pounding them. I think it is not impossible. It's not a thing that we cannot handle, and especially if you have help from outside. But as things remain, I'm just not happy about this incident of kidnapping and all the rest of it. It's all over the place. Today you hear of Ondo State, Ekiti State, now it is Kwara, even in Ibadan or some time ago. We learned, of course, that institute in Idianyure or something like that.
Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria.
Yes, and one of the survivors of that incident said that the people were Hausa Fulani because of their language.
The language.
So that means they are just right inside here.
You recall recently what happened at Ogbomoso, that the national park at Ogbomoso.
Exactly.
Well, we pray that God help us as the country strive to regain peaceful strength, as it were. Let's move to some health story. And I go to the front page of a Guardian newspaper. Guardian says, TB gains at risk as funding gap, stigma, malnutrition persist. Today is a World Tuberculosis Day. Yeah. And this newspaper is doing some interpretative reporting about what Nigeria has gained over the years between 2015 and now. And those gains are at the risk of being eroded because of malnutrition, because of a funding gap, because of the high rate of inflation in Nigeria, because sufferers of TB may not get easy access to drug again.
If you remember, some years back, maybe in the 60s or maybe early 70s, the moment you are diagnosed for TB, it's a death sentence. But of course, things change. You know, with advancements in medicine and the rest of it, TBs are now being
curable. It's curable
now. But you see, it all boils down to our healthcare policy, funding gaps, you know, policies that are not strengthening the health sector. When budgets are made for the health sector, let the budget be implementable. Let them be able to cash back budgets. And of course, you know, health is so key. And people our government, I mean, just need to do something about it. There are places in this world whereby you don't pay anything for. When you are ill, you are taken to the hospital and you will be adequately taken care of. But in our own case, if you are ill, you know, it's as if...
One important element that this newspaper mentioned is malnutrition. If you don't get good food, and it is assumed that food is drug in its own sense, if you don't get good food, how do you survive? Even if you are taking drugs, how do you survive?
That's right.
That calls to question the inflation in the country.
That's a basic thing, food. They talk of food, shelter, and possible clothing, so that people won't see you and say, maybe you have gone gaga if you are not wearing something. But food is key. But how many of us are eating right? Eating right, good nutrition, and the rest of it. So it is a pity. There's just the need for us to come up with policies that would kind of help with food security in this country.
Okay, let's go to something that borders on the economy, and I'm going to the front page of a Vanguard newspaper. The major headline in Vanguard newspaper says, Middle East war, business closure, job losses loom. The Labour Congress, NLC, the TUC, and of course, some pressure groups in the manufacturing sector warning government that because of the rising cost of fuel and energy, as it were, many businesses are at the risk of being closed down, and that means job losses.
Well, of course, that will happen. It's a pity that DJT, how do they, our man in America, I mean, started this all. That's the way I look at it. He started a war that you really don't know the extent of the impact, negative impact of it. Now, all of us, we are suffering for it. Prices of petroleum, or rather, petrol, gas, and others are shooting up. And without these things, there's hardly anything you can do. And these things even make you want to move around. Transportation on the road, on the sea, even the air. Prices are going up. It will affect everybody. Yesterday, petrol per liter is 1,400 in Lagos. And if it's 1,400, what will it be in Abeokuta? What will it be in Ilaro? And as a matter of fact, even in those villages that border the country, Idiroko and all the rest, even though Idiroko is not a village. Yes, so it is important that the government should just come up with palliatives. That is very important. Oyo State promised to pay 10,000 naira to each of the servants. But how many people are civil servants in the entire Oyo State? So what happens to those of us who are not civil servants? But in the meantime, so they have to maybe have a strategy room.
You know the paradox. You know the paradox to all these things.
Yes.
While this war rages, the country, as it were, Nigeria, earning more, and inflation is taking the shine off the government, and people are suffering. Now the 31 APC governors rose from a meeting last weekend, and they vowed to, or they promised to announce palliative. I think that is an offshoot, while we have the announcement from Makinde in Oyo State.
Yes.
We are talking about palliative. Do you remember what we went through during the early period of subsidy removal, when palliatives were announced and people were suffering because of palliatives?
Yes, that's the Nigerian factor. That's the way I look at it. Because how do we, even to a sane man, something is being provided to help the people to live. Palliatives are important. There are thousands of people, millions, who are very poor in this country. And it's just a pity. Even the basics, they don't get. And now, the government is trying to alleviate their, problems. And yet, just sincerely, some people that are supposedly supervisors of the distribution of these palliatives, they are hoarding it, they are misappropriating it, and all the rest of it. I think it is just, it's unacceptable. People that are found to be doing such things must be apprehended and punished.
Well, let's assume that government must have learned one lesson or the other. What happened during the last palliative distribution. If palliative is going to be adopted this time around again, maybe they will approach it better than
maybe
how it was then.
Maybe so. I remember that at Christmas, and we were in the church, and of course they came in to distribute rice. We have 5 kg or 10 kg, I can't remember now. And of course, that is also done in the mosques, such that you don't have to be a worker at Okemoson before you get some kind of relief from government. So they must, re-engineer the distribution channels for palliatives. And palliatives should be what will sustain people, eat food. That's important.
Well, I think that is very, very proactive. If government is looking that way again, if subsidy is not going to come in whatever form to anything, well, palliative is the thing, and it must get to those that are really needed it.
That's
okay, we move forward. We go to politics this time around, and I'm going to the front page of Punch newspaper. Punch says, Hamzat Yayi Ali may emerge APC consensus governorship candidates in Lagos, Ogun, and of course, Oyo State. So politics is here, full swing.
Full swing.
Full swing.
As a matter of the politics is in the air. And I believe at the very moment I saw the Electoral Act, and it says primaries would be by consensus or direct process method. I knew that there would be a kind of consensus thing. It's all right. By consensus, it's kind of take away, kind of taking away the crisis, internal crisis, that because when it is consensus, some people are going to be settled. Some people are going to be. Okay, look,
well, I don't
bother about this.
Honestly, yes. I don't agree with you totally.
Okay.
That there may not be dissenting voice.
There must be. There should be.
Because even in Lagos State, as we speak, immediately this indication came out within the Governorship Advisory Council. Is it Government Advisory Council? They call it in Lagos.
Governors
Advisory. There's a dissenting voice that no, why Hamzat? Where is somebody? Somebody should be given another term, at least to come and complete whatever term. And already they are talking anyway. But for Yayi in Ogun State, I think the road is clear. I think the road is clear. And in Oyo State,
the road is clear.
There is influences and pressures that is promoting Sharafa Ali ahead of other candidates.
It's going to be a tough battle because what happens to Adelabu
in Oyo State?
And Kwenkelemes has already positioned himself for Agodi in the coming election 2027. But now he may have to. I don't know. It's something for their party to manage because between Sharafa Ali and Adelabu. Adelabu has been in the news for quite some time, even almost having declared, I don't know, that he's going for it. I'm just hearing. I know Sharafa Ali has always been.
Well, the unconfirmed information says Sharafa Ali is being backed by Ladoja and, of course, our president.
Yes, of course. I mean. They all have the rights to back whoever they want to back.
Time is not
whoever they want to back, they have the right to back it.
Let's move forward. Time is not our friend. Let's examine what Daily Trust is saying on the front page. Trust is saying EFCC seals Malami's houses. ICPC arraigns El-Rufai today. Well, if El-Rufai is going to court today, that put paid to the agitation that he just was being detained without being arraigned all this while. So he's going to court today.
Yes, let me put it this way. I really somehow pity the two of them. But it is what you sow that you reap. Period. And you know, I have this saying, let them go and have their day in court. I read the thing. In fact, for the El-Rufai thing, it's multiple charges.
Oh, 10-count charge.
Yes. Money laundering, fraud, attempt or intent to commit fraud, as different from fraud itself. And then even in Malami's part, I read something about unlawful origin of money.
Hoarding? Hoarding or origin?
Unlawful origin. That is, the money found in some of the accounts, the origin of it is unlawful.
Okay.
That's the first time I'm just coming across that legal term.
Law is dynamic.
Very, very. So what I found out is that from the charges against the two of them, it's a long shot. They will need to get a lot of signs. And of course, these guys, ICPC and El-Rufai has about 4 cases. The other man, Malami, also has these charges in court. How they wriggle out of it, I don't know. But of course, these are people that can afford as many sons as they can.
All right, I will quote your usual statement. Let them have their days in court. That is the program today, and I want to believe you enjoy our chit-chatting, and I want to trust Egbon Deji Adeyemi every day, every time. You can have it with him. Thank you for finding time to be here.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here always.
So that's the program today. We'll be back tomorrow with a fresh edition. Good afternoon.